Hi there, it's Fran Davidson, psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is part 4 of my monthly observations, as in the YouTube aspect of them, for March 2025. Part 4 always looks at the reality number in the month's chart. The reality number tells us what we're here the end states we're here to hit upon, manifest, co-create, mentor in, all of those sorts of words over the period involved. It can often be seen as a retirement number, the states you're going to reach at the end of life, at the end of your days or end of your time. But the reality number happens at every second because, of course, every second leads into a whole new existence, even if we're not usually functioning or thinking at that level. So this month's chart brings us a 30, which reduces to 3, and that happens every March as a reality number, and also a 2156, which reduces to 5. That's the specific reality number for March 2025. Okay, so on the website, psychicandenergywork.com.au, in the last major section, I'm talking about these dynamics from a number of angles. If you've already watched part 2 of these observations, you would have heard me talking about 3 there already. So what that means is that, in a sense, given that this month has a couple of master numbers, and given that there is repetition on 3s, communication, manifesting our role in that, learning about that, how other people or even ourselves can thwart that as a really great or fully fledged outcome. Those sorts of learnings are possible. Within that, of course, again, 3 is expression. And here I'm not going to repeat my aspects on that, but I am going to talk about 5 and 6. 5, can be a bit of a harsh zone. It can be a time that feels a bit stripped of kindness, of support, whether that be from life, life's just flowing well, getting good guidance, I feel like the universe supports me, or whether it's from other people. As I've mentioned in other videos for this month, 5 is also tolerance, it's forgiveness, it's allowing, you with me, it's patience, it's that aspect of being able to sort of just stay grounded in optimism, stay grounded in the fact that life really does support you. It does what it does, especially as a challenge. It delivers those aspects because it's trying to nudge you up the corridor to another door. Sometimes as human beings, especially with the fact that we do embrace models, we do concoct theories even if we don't know we're doing it. And therefore we can truck around with assumptions and expectations that life is, life's supposed to work this way. You with me? Surely if I do this and this and this, that will result. And some days definitely that plays out, yippee, wonderful. But at other times life says, you know what, I want you releasing your assumptions. I want you being more flexible. In other words, I want you allowing your guidance, universe, source, whatever you call it, I want you allowing me, as in your guidance, in to actually show you specifically, to actually inform you uniquely for you, your life, your path, nobody else's necessarily, how things need to work right now, what needs to shift, what's actually going on to a new spiritual level in a way that really informs, really equips you to step free of whatever's been limiting. 5 is allow that space as a message. And therefore 5 in one sense, and this is where 5 gets interesting because 5 again is an active number. It's one of the most active numbers in the cycle of 0 to 9. So what that means is that 5 can be a time that can see us really ready to get going and race ahead and delve into and just get on with it. But 5 is also a place that asks us to stop ourselves from doing that, not totally, but regularly enough to quality check what we're doing, so that therefore the need to just burn energy or get on and go or to experience a hit doesn't take over the universal need for us to do those things in a grounded, well-centered fashion. This is where 30 March's generic, as in every year, reality number will play through almost to counter this March's, 2025 March's reality number of 21565. 6 speaks of balance. Therefore, 6 says take the time to process. So does 30. Yeah? So what's interesting in one sense is that this month may well play out for all of us as a time that really is action-oriented. Come on, let's get going. You're ready now. Everything's in place. And yet it may also be a time that sort of applies the brakes just after you've started that. Not necessarily 10 seconds. It could be a few days, a few weeks, but applies the brakes in a way that says, you know what, I've let you act for a minute. Now I want you to pull back and just process what you've done. Actually check that you're in gear well. Actually verify that what you're running with is kosher in a way that you don't allow the need to just go, achieve, to lead you down into the same pattern, into the same habits, and therefore quite possibly the same outcomes that you've been really struggling with, or maybe not really struggling with, but that just haven't been quite as fulfilling as you thought they would be. So the joy of 5 is that it is also that message of if anybody can do it, you can too. Obviously, we need to do things to make those sorts of realities happen, at least sometimes. But 5 is there is no limit. There's only mind and model and quite possibly others' opinions that limit. Yeah, and they could be positive limits, so I'm not trying to just be negative there. But 5 is if you really sense it is possible, and this is the key, because, of course, again, what really matters as a piece of guidance is how it feels. In a sense, it is the felt state that always informs us whether what we receive is actually kosher, whether it is actually fully in line with us. Wherever there's a niggle, wherever there is a tension, a push-pull, a negative, we're already being informed that we don't quite have the whole picture yet. We're not quite fully in gear with universal will, with our path, and therefore with our potential. So again, this month may help us all come to a place where we are better able to allow step, check, rebalance. Step, check, confirm as a place that is more, and therefore as a skill that is more in operation on a more continual basis rather than as a sporadic spurt of effort or focus. Why is this important? Because, of course, to create well, we need to be present. We need to be constantly in the right space or the right guidance, really, the right level of connection. And, of course, as human beings, we're rarely in that groove all of the time. Last month helped us all tap into these sorts of states as awareness. This month is likely to help us get that dance right to new levels in a way that is very sensed, practically, physically, intuitively, as confirmation that we're actually doing the right thing in this moment, that we're actually helping others achieve the right thing as well in this moment. Because, of course, it's only by looking after each other that we ourselves are also going to end up in our best felt state. So all the very best for March 2025. Thank you very much for tuning into these videos. Give us a call, an email, an SMS if you need a hand, if you've got questions about anything I've run through, or if you want to develop your ability to gain insights, receive guidance, or even offer them to others to the next level. Take good care. Enjoy March 2025. Speak with you again soon.